Hey, recovery family. It's Jay Recovery Guy. I just wanted to get on here and drop a video. Kind of apologize. Well, I guess I've been doing that too much. Every video I drop, I'm like, I'm sorry it's been so long. Um, you know, life's been crazy, man. Um, I want to target dating and recovery right now because my experience lately was a difficult one. um, I well, before I get into that, I just want to say, kind of reiterate something I've said before, that dating in recovery is a minefield, man. It's in my experience as a substance abuse counselor, working in multiple treatment centers and doing everything I've done. By the way, I'm going to pause for 1 second. And say my name is Jay Recovery Guy. I've been a substance abuse counselor for, I believe, about 9 years now. And so I've worked in multiple residential treatment centers. I've worked in methadone. I've worked kind of all over the spectrum. I've worked in low end treatment centers where, by low end, I shouldn't put it like that, but what I mean by that is every single person I worked with is coming straight out of jail, prison, the streets, all the way up to literally $80,000 a month on the top of the Marin Highlands, looking down at the Golden Gate and the Bay Bridge, with hot tubs in every corner. So I've kind of seen a lot, and I've been working in a jail now for the last almost 4 years as the only substance abuse counselor in the entire jail. So I've seen a lot, and so in this substance abuse counselor's personal view, the one of so the biggest thing that'll take you out when you first get clean, of course, is right after you get clean. So coming out of the detox or the treatment center and just the allure of the drug again. But for those who make it past that first 24, 48, 72 hours, the next most likely thing to take you out is relationships or just the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on your thing. And uh, so relationships, early recovery, there's a reason that in the 12 step rooms they say, man, give it a year. In fact, the old joke is, give it a year, then get a pet fish. See if you can keep that alive. Keep that alive, then, consider getting, I don't even know about a dog, but like, maybe a pet mouse or something. If you keep that alive, et cetera, and then maybe consider dating somebody. But beyond the joke, the fact is they're so dangerous. Part of the reason they're so dangerous is because our emotions are all over the place. Our ego is all over the place. Our ability to take no for an answer or being dumped. I mean, man, it's messed up. In fact, share a little story about the first relationship I got in after I got clean. Man, I had about 6 months clean, of course, breaking the rules. I knew better. And she had about 3 months clean, I think. Her main thing was alcohol. My main thing was heroin. And I was so taken with the fact that this beautiful woman, I mean, literally used to party at the Playboy Mansion, man. And I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm looking at this woman like, you're interested in me? Like someone who 6 months ago was 6'2", 118 pounds. That's where I got to. I mean, picture this face sucked up. I mean, I'm not a huge guy now, and I'm 185 pounds. Picture me, whatever you do the math, less than that. It was bad. And so I'm used to not being looked at by women at that point, whatnot. And this gorgeous woman is looking at me in that way. And so I fell hard, and we did our thing, and I had a great few months. Um, but we got to this point where I started realizing I wanted more from a relationship, and well, actually, let's just put it this way: we weren't vibing anymore, and she thought we were. I didn't think we were, because the whole thing I've always thought of is getting dumped, right? But in this particular case, I wasn't being dumped. It was me that was considering doing the dumping. But it was so fucking hard for me to go and do the right thing See, the old me would have just gone fucked one of her housemates at the SLE, let them all hate me, and walked away. But here I am trying to do the next right thing, right? Which is to tell this woman that I'm not as into this thing as she is, and I need it to end so that I don't hurt her worse than I'm already going to. That was so fucking hard. I literally found myself in front of a liquor store considering, now keep in mind, not even my drug of choice, but considering going into this store to get a couple of those little shooter bottles just to take the edge off so I can go and do the right thing that I'm only going to do because I'm in recovery. I'll give you a second to realize how freaking twisted that line of thinking was, but that's where I was at. Long story short, I ended up doing the right thing, and it was hard, and I broke up with her, and I didn't do it very well. We continued to hook up for a while after that, and oh boy, that was a mess. And if she ever sees this and knows who she is, I want her to know that she's an incredible woman, and I regret that I didn't deal with that situation better. Um, but I also was new to recovery anyway. Um, Time goes by, you know, I've been through a marriage and divorce since then and whatnot. Well, now that the divorce is over, I'm back to trying to date again now. So I'm sorry, I'm wandering a little bit here, but the whole idea is to talk about the dangers of relationships. Rewind. Let me rewind a little bit. I need an editor. Um, the point that I was originally getting at is just how fucking dangerous relationships are in early recovery. That situation, that was actually me going to break up with her, and I almost relapsed over it. Because I guarantee you, if I'd taken those couple shots, I might have gone and done the right thing. But after that, it would have kicked off my need for the heroin. I'd have been down in the TL before you could blink. I'm grateful that it didn't go that way. But relationships are so dangerous, man, for us in recovery. And the hard thing is, especially if you're trying to date somebody who isn't in recovery, they'll never understand that, you know, you break up with a normal person. They might cry, they might, drink a bottle of wine or whatever, talk to their friends, and they move on with their life. When an addict gets broken, I mean really broken in here, oh, it's dangerous. Because we know how to fix it. And I don't mean really fix it, but we know how to fix it right fucking now. We know how to make it feel better right now, I should say, not fix it. And no matter how long we've been clean for, we know that option's still there. Like they said, the dope man's still on the corner. The booze is still in the liquor store. So I guess my message tonight, right now, is if you're newly clean and you got a crush on somebody, or something like that's going on, be careful, because it's really, really tempting when we don't have our own ego built back up in a healthy way yet, to allow it to be built up by something else, by a woman that's looking at us a certain way, by a man that's looking at us a certain way, by something that takes our mind off of rebuilding this, and we can put it on that, and go enjoy that, and it can be enjoyable, but can also fucking destroy you and take you back out again. So I know my message right now is all over the place, but I guess more than anything, I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful. I know it's easier said than done to say stay out of relationships for 1 year. It doesn't work that way. I get it. But just be careful. Um, and and engage as much as you can in self-care. Take care of you. You're not being selfish by being selfish. You're not. You're taking care of the rest of the world by being selfish, because maybe you won't drive the car that kills 3 little kids when you're loaded. Maybe you won't die of an overdose and destroy your fucking family. You know what I'm saying? Being selfish is an act of unselfishness, especially when you're new in recovery. Take care of yourself. And don't worry about anything else. The reason for this whole ramble is because I found a chick on Bumble, and man, I thought I was in love. It was special. We had 2 amazing nights together. And then she couldn't sleep in my house because of the dog dander or some shit, and started snoring. I don't know if she was embarrassed because she was snoring or whatever. Anyway, I get a text later the next day basically saying that I ain't gonna work out. Man, it crushed me for a minute. For more than a minute, I'll be honest. I'm still hurting a little bit. But I'm very grateful for having had 9.5 years away from my last use of heroin, and that my first thought was not to go run back to that shit. But man, it brought back to me how fucking dangerous a situation like that would have been if I had just gotten clean. Because it hurt, man. It really, really hurt. I thought we had something special going on. But, you know, as I say often in this, I don't know if you call it a podcast or what, but give me almost any set of facts and I'll give you two equal and opposite ways of looking at it. The one way that I initially felt is, damn, that sucks. Gorgeous woman. I thought we had a lot going on, whatever, whatever. But the other way is, man, I got out of divorce and I haven't had a lot going on since then. And this beautiful woman, she gave me something special. She gave me back an excitement with being with a woman and the dating and all, just the excitement again. And so I choose to focus on that. And it doesn't make it suck any less, but I'm grateful for that. Anyway, I've rambled all over the fucking place, and sorry about that. I hope you get something from this episode or whatever I'm calling this, but it had been a long time since I made a posting, and I wanted to put one up tonight. It does really help me out if you subscribe to my channel. I hate it when people beg for that shit, but please. Or just please leave a comment down below. Anything I said, hey, if you disagree with me, comment, man. Tell me why you disagree with me. If you got a story to tell, please tell it. If you've actually listened all the way to the end. So all that being said, I'm Jay Recovery Guy, and if nobody's told you they love you today, I love you. Be well.